Today is the one-year anniversary of the mass shooting at St. Francis. June 1st is a day many people will never forget. And trauma can affect everybody differently. Tonight, we are joined by Dr. Stephen Lahr with Family and Children's Services to talk about trauma and what happened that day. Dr. Lahr, thanks for taking a few minutes tonight to speak with us.
Sure, thank you.
So trauma comes in a lot of different forms. We've spoken to people who lost loved ones and people who were there when the shooting happened. Why do people respond to trauma differently?
So, first of all, trauma is a pretty broad term, so there's different types of trauma. So your reaction could be different because of the type of trauma you experience. And then also there's an accumulative effect over time. And so there's people who may experience trauma very early in life and then repeated exposure, you'll have a different reaction. So some of it is just the type of trauma, the amount of trauma, and then just how close you are to that trauma. There's a lot of factors that can determine how a person might respond to trauma.
And what are some signs that you may still be struggling with trauma with this?
Inability to sleep, maybe having nightmares, reliving the situation, the trauma, intrusive thoughts during the day, where you just can't stop thinking about what happened, avoidance, not being able to maybe go to the place where it happened, or maybe there's a smell that might remind you of that day. Those types of things, may be normal for, the first week or so after an event, but if it's going much longer after that and it's interfering with your functioning, then it's probably time to come talk to someone about it.
And anniversaries can be hard for people too. Obviously, in this case, we're 1 year after. What can people do to help themselves if they're struggling? I mean, are there things that they can do to make it better a little bit?
Sure. So, the good thing about anniversaries is that we know they're going to happen. And that's also the bad thing about anniversaries is that we know that they're going to happen. Before the day, making a plan of what you're going to do on that day. That might, for some people, look like they're just not able to, watch the news. They need to turn off their notifications and they need to isolate themselves, or, have something planned for that day that is going to be enjoyable. For some people, that doing something enjoyable or being kind of isolated may not really feel like what they need to do. They may need to do something to remember loved ones or to honor that moment for them. So we know the day is coming. So I think it's just kind of taking a look at what can we do that day that's not going to increase our stress.
And then finally, you guys have resources available there. When should somebody contact you, and what can you guys offer to people as well?
Yeah, sure. So, we have our COPES hotline, which is the 24-hour therapist who you can talk to and get more information about. Maybe you just need to talk to someone right now. Maybe you need longer term treatment. You can also go to our website to look for appointments. We offer medication, talk therapy, groups, a full range of treatment if anyone needs it.
All right. Dr. Stephen Lahr, thanks for taking a few minutes tonight. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.